Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match on the fastest map ever between Yang, Chi, Gis, On, Yun, and ZombieTerran. It's going to be Yang versus ZombieTerran from now on. Top right-hand corner is the brown Zerg player. It is Yang. And in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the yellow Protoss player, ZombieTerran. Now, this is a special patron edition of StarCraft Brood War, because RJB sent me this, and he is a patron of mine for $10 a month, which means he can send me one replay a month. No questions asked, and I will cast it. Alright, so RJB has a lot, like over 1,000 fastest map ever replays, and this basically cleared the bar for it to be cast. So I'm expecting great things here between this Zerg and this Terran. Overlord scouting, the wrong way. Well, cross spawn. So it's the right way and the wrong way at the same time. The longest point for scouting. Alright, so hatch first here from Yang. Just because, you know, it's an 8-player map, and the chance of somebody rushing and finding you in time for the rush to be effective is very, very low. Just gambling with the hatch first here, and if this this probe scouts it, ooh, Nexus first as well. Same thought process. Same thought process here for ZombieTerran, boy. ZombieTerran playing Protoss. Go mess with my brain, guys. Gonna mess with it right good. So probe scouting, again, the wrong way. Overlord actually aborts doesn't even try to go up to the top left here. Heads actually straight down. Maybe he wants to cover his front door a little bit. That would seem to make sense. Whoa! 2 hatch before pool here out of Yang. Kind of enjoying it, honestly. 2 hatch before pool into a spawning pool in about 2 minutes. Loving that quite a bit, honestly. Forge, Nexus, Gateway. Honestly, I don't know that the Forge is necessary right now. But you don't know. You don't know if it's an early pool or not coming out of Yang. So you might as well be safer than sorry. Throwing up a cannon. Yep, which is not necessary. But again, you're running on 0 information. Another hatchery. Yang. I'm loving this macro opening so much. It inspires me in my own fastest map games to open up 3 hatcheries before the 3-minute mark. I mean, that's, by 3 I mean a total of 4, because that's what we're looking at here once this top one finishes. That sounds so fantastic. Gas getting taken by ZombieTerran, working on a cybernetics core. So honestly, I love this. I'm loving this super macro style opening. I gotta say, it's favoring Yang here, although the double Nexus opening from Zombie actually seems to keep pace with this pretty well. Now, you could start cannon rushing if you wanted, but the pool's already done, so Lings are easily going to come out now. One set is being produced already, but really nothing but drones for this point. Probe is actually going to try to kill some of these drones, but again, there are, well, I was going to say just 2 sets of Lings, but 3 sets of Lings now on the way. Yang isn't actually taking his gas, though he did take the extractor, which I feel like is a bit of a problem for him. But here come the Zerglings. Shout, hooray, get on in there. Bah, 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 bah. Yeah, at least at the very least here, they're going to keep those Zerglings alive, and the Lings are going to keep the drones alive as well here. Are we actually sending Zealots up? We are going to force something out of Yang here. Whether it's going to be Zerglings, whether it's going to be Sunkens. Oh, this one, oh, a surround would be so stupid good right now. Get up there. Pin him against the wall. Turn him. There it is. There's the pin. Ooh, didn't lose a single Zergling. Nice control out of Yang there. Not the best control out of ZombieTerran, but you can't really run from that position either because the Lings are faster than you are. So, bad situation. Didn't make it any worse, I suppose. This is a good number of Lings, actually, coming out here from Yang. He's happily sitting on 15 drones to 27 probes. Holy smokes, Protoss. He is killing it with the economy right now. Mostly just Zealots right now, and by that I mean all Zealots. Also working on +1 attack for these guys. Again, in the decent numbers, about a 4-to-1 ratio. The Lings will win that. But that means you need 4 Lings for every Zealot, which means you need 16 Zerglings to handle these 3 Zealots, which we are not looking at right now for Yang. He wants to kill that probe. Took the shields off it, but didn't actually get any damage off the whole additional Zerglings in production, because what else are you going to do? Hydrolift Dead is not done yet. Might as well make some Zerglings. This is like my worst nightmare. And fastest map is all of this Zealot pressure. Not actually going for Zealot legs, I am surprised by. Wonder what we'll see moving into the late game here out of the ZombieTerran. Zergling's trying to see, are there any individual Zealots I can kill here? Or, boys, Yang going for it? He going for it, bringing the Lings from the backside, trying to get a surround. and all of these Zealots, and yeah, they are going to get wrecked. That's a lot of Zerglings. Now what he can do is drone up a whole ton if he wants, because he just wiped, there it is, 7 drones in production. He knows he's floating about 700 minerals right now, which means he is making another hatchery and another hatchery and another hatchery. Loving it. Loving the strategy here out of Yang. Droning his face off, getting that additional gas, working on Hydralisk speed, which not great against Mass Zealot, really. Especially if the Zealots have legs, which, bam, leg enhancements is being researched right now. Also a robotics facility, which could indicate some kind of dropping. Dropping is a really good way to slow down your opponent. Just because, well, obviously, they're going to have a ton of economy, and killing workers is good the more workers there are, honestly. And the fact that all of these drones and all of these probes are sitting stacked up very nicely here, that is a juicy target for some kind of splash damage attack. Whether it's Lurkers from Yang, or whether it happens to be Reavers, or maybe even Archons out of ZombieTerran. Ooh, Templar Archives. Kind of liking the Templar Archives play. Lair being researched here from Yang too. And just Zealots defending at this stage of the game. Lings don't really want to attack into that. Okay, again, remember what I said about ratio. This is favoring ZombieTerran right now, so the Lings really don't want to be involved in this. Why? Yeah, I was going to say, they darted in there like they wanted to, but they don't. They really don't, and that cannon's going to handle that. Zergling, no scouting for you. You're not going to scout the Templar Archives at all, which is now coming in, and a robotic support bay here at the 6.5 minute mark. Zombie on the counterattack once again here. Is it a counterattack if he attacked and got pushed back and he's attacking again, or is it just like second attack? I don't know. But Ling's Sunken Hydra is so good in the situation. I'm not sure these Zealots should stick around at all, to be honest with you. Sunken getting some beautiful hits off. Additional Hydras coming in. The Zealots surviving longer than I thought, and they did manage to take down that Sunken. And they're jumping on top of the Hydras. Too many Zealots. That +1 attack was huge for them. That +1 attack was massively important. Okay, now the Zealots are inside the house. There are no Lurkers to deal with them. 16 Hydras about to pop, though. And they should be able to handle this. They shouldn't lose too many drones here. It's 35 drones for Yang. Focusing a little bit here on the workers, but not doing a whole lot of that. Just really just trying to kill every one of these Hydras and doing a fantastic job of it. I gotta say, 4 kills on this one. This +1 attack is really paying off dividends for ZombieTerran right now. +1 Zealots. With the leg enhancements upgrade, the Sunkens come in and they do finish them off with some help from the Hydras. Now, this front hatch is in a lot of trouble as ZombieTerran decided not to send the reinforcements into the main base, but instead is going to take down that front hatch, which really sucks for Yang. He wanted to throw down some static defense there, some Sunkens at the very least, and now he really, it's going to be harder to do so. I mean, could throw down a Sunken here and keep it alive for some time, but a hatch might be the better idea. Is he going to do that is the question. These guys look like hatch drones to me. I guess maybe he's not interested in replacing the hatchery. The walling purposes are kind of over here. All right, man, this is so much. This is so many Zealots right now. A couple Dragoons in the mix, which, I don't know. Dragoons aren't very good versus Hydras or Zerglings, which is all we've really seen here. Guess maybe he's anticipating a Lurker aspect tech switch, which is on the way. So can't necessarily say that I blame him for that. Storm just about to finish. There are some High Templars slowly moving their way up, hovering their way up to the right-hand side of the base, trying to keep Yang on his back foot, trying to make sure Yang can't just drone his face off forever and ever. It is 32 drones and 51 probes right now. I gotta say, ZombieTerran has the lead right here on his opponent. 2 High Templar and 2 Zealots in that shuttle. Try to keep an eye on that while watching the action at the front here. Hydras are chasing these dudes back. They don't have any upgrades, nor are there any on the way. They're just regular old Hydras versus upgraded Zealots. And like I said, the trade's... Oh, what a storm. The trade's bad, but we're kind of in the stage of the game where Yang's able to just make a million Hydras all the time. Pulling back here to the Sunken, and here's the drop that gets absolutely shut down. Like, shut down. It kills a couple Hydras, but that was a lot less than ZombieTerran was expecting to get. He has to turn his High Templar into Archons after he gets a single Storm off. Ugh, disappointing. Disappointing for sure. And there's a single Archon over here, kind of blinking. Is that what they do? Is that part of their animation? Is they blink every second and a half or so? I guess so. ZombieTerran going for the super delayed contain up here, throwing up 3 cannons. But this is not going to happen. That is canceled cannons right now. I mean, sure, the Zealots can hold it off for a little bit here, but they're going to die. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any lurkers yet. Remember how I said the zealots were gonna die? Nope. There we go. We do have some lurkers in here. Great storming, taking them down. But again, one storm is not enough to kill a lurker. It brings them down to very low HP, but other than that, does not kill them. And, oh, get out of there. Unburrow, move. Unburrow, move. Move. Perfect. There you go. Going after these other cannons that are robotics facilities that are coming up here. Wow, what a proxy. What are we looking at here out of ZombieTerran? High Templar comes in and says, I could probably storm a couple of these if you wanted me to. Immediately, there are, what in production? Reavers in production, but actually no, because these robotics facilities are super dead. Great storm, though. Pretty decent storm dodge. And once the Hydra's engaged, the Zealots are ready to jump on in there. Trying to spine down these Zealots with the Lurkers pretty effectively, honestly, here. Not even really worrying about the Lurkers, which I feel like might be a mistake, but all of the Hydras are getting chumped up and chewed up. No, High Templar, get out of there. They're the lowest priority for the Lurkers, but now everything else is gone and the Lurkers are all dead. Take down that robotics facility. It's building a Reaver. It's building, it doesn't matter, it's dead. Lurkers took it out. This one's also building a Reaver. Hydras continue to swarm on in. Yang spending his money pretty effectively. He's making 23 Hydras at a time right now. And yeah, Lurker Hydra versus Zealot Dragoon. Gonna do all right. In general, gonna do pretty good. Drop storm, drop from the top side. Oh my gosh, no. Whoa, 24 drones remaining after that attack. That was brutal. Got the left side and the right side and where the drones were running to. Up there, the shuttle dies, but that was absolutely worth it from ZombieTerran. Incredible drop. Dude, it is 67 to 24 workers right now. Yang is trying to replace his drones. He's actually just made $1 billion. Now he's got 45. Okay, well, that's what fastest map is all about, really. Replacing your drones. Pretty much instantly after they all die. He's making 8 more drones to try to catch up as well. This observer's going to die because it flies right into an Overlord. As you do sometimes. Overlord speed is done. Defiler Mound coming in. Yes. We're going to see Defiler Mounds. That is how you win versus Protoss if you're Zerg. It's also how you win versus Terran if you're Zerg. Dark Swarm, super good. I'm not sure if you heard, but they're planning on bringing what's called Microbial Swarm to StarCraft 2, which is kind of like Dark Swarm, but it's a lot worse. Basically, as you're attacking into these Lurkers, man, seriously, watch out. You have no detection. ZombieTerran, you're killing me, guy. You had an Observer and it's dead. You can't attack into Lurkers right now. It's not good. Remember, what did I say about attacking into Lurkers? Alright, well, one storm does kill a Lurker, but that was a bit of a whiff. That was a better one. Alright, well, they just kind of attacked through the Lurkers, took the splash damage, and said, let's keep moving. We've got +2 attack here. Lurkers burrowing on it just so reinforcing units can't come help. At least not nearly as easily. And when you just have a straight-up Hydra against these +2 Dragoons right now, and you don't have anything on the armor side, it's rough. +1 attack for the Hydras is going to help quite a bit. But yeah, Microbial Swarm, what it actually allows you to do is throw up kind of a Dark Swarm-like thing, but it only helps against air projectiles. It only reduces their damage by 50%. So definitely not as good as Dark Swarm is. Alright, well, Dragoons tacking on in. Again, not super good against Hydras, but if the Zealots are buffering for you, you're going to have a pretty good time. These High Templar try to sneak around that right side. They're getting chased on out of here. Once again, Dragoons versus Hydra, bad setup. Lurkers are trying to take down these Dragoons. There's detection now, though. That helps a lot. The Dragoons instantly die, but reinforcements come in, and once there's detection, Lurkers actually aren't all that scary after a certain point of upgrade viability and once you have the numbers. Unnecessary storm, but hey, might as well kill him a little bit faster. Why not? We do have a Defiler in production here. Additional shuttles, 3 of them at a time right now. This is great. Is this the first ZVP fastest map ever I've cast? It might be. It's a lot of PVT, but this is a fantastic ZVP right now. 61 to 65 drones. Yang has really done a good job catching back up in economy. Those are just Dragoons, so they can't drop anything. They're not a major threat to the economy. We will not keep a super close eye on them. But ZombieTerran, 168 total supply, over 124 for Yang. It's just mostly gateway units. The Dragoons are up here clearing out Overlords. The drop up north can get some stuff done. Overlord does scout this perfectly, though. If Yang was paying attention, he saw that. And based on how he's been playing, it's kind of hit or miss. He saw the one coming from the south, but not the one to the north. Again, Lurker Hydra, pretty much what we're dealing with here from Yang. A Defiler is going to join the party. I don't think it has Consume, though. You have enough energy for a Dark Swarm? You do not. Close. We're working on it. Ooh, do you storm your own Dragoons a little bit? Yeah, that is collateral damage. Sometimes that happens when you're throwing around storms of psionic power all the time. The shuttle is just kind of hanging out up top. What are we doing? What are we doing, boys? I guess you're a robot. What are we doing, robots of non-deterministic gender, because it doesn't matter? Oh, waiting for additional shuttles. Are you kidding right now? Some of them are empty, so decoys make a ton of sense here. That one is also empty. So I think the plan is here that Zombie goes in, distracts Yang, and then the drop tries to go along that top side and see what it can get done. Well, there's your Dark Swarm. All right, good. But now the Zealots inside don't care about your Hydra attacks. And this is going really poorly. However, enough Hydras sitting up here. Oh my gosh, those shuttles are down. Really prepared for that attack. Like, disgustingly well prepared. Guess what? Round 2, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. Storm 1. Good dodge. Oh, better storm down south. Not bad. Not incredible either. Still 63 drones. And the Hydras in the center of the map are doing better than I thought they would when we left them. Yeah, man. Hydra's doing some work with that +2 attack. Dragoons are on +2/+1, but Hydra damage, explosive, really good. Really, really good against those Dragoons. Dark Templar in production. Is this a when behind Dark Templar Shrine thing we're seeing here out of ZombieTerran? I don't think so. He's up in most categories. He is down about 20 workers, which is bad. He's pretty much been happy with 60 or so workers for the past few minutes. But this is a big army supplier right now for ZombieTerran pushing on up. He's got good storm, and versus these Lurkers, it's going to be fantastic. Really is. High Templar do not want to get picked off here. Well, one of them does actually get picked off, which is unfortunate, but still continuing to push on up into this regardless is ZombieTerran. He's got them upgrades. His upgrades in general, going for plasma shields here, while Yang is uninterested in any upgrades at the moment. Seems problematic. Lurker drop could be pretty interesting, but that's what the cannons are for, both for detection and for dealing damage. 11 creep colonies in production. Is he? Wow, he's really turtling up against this attack. But look at ZombieTerran. Is he just going to walk past all of this and just be hilarious? At the very least, it messes up the pathing of ZombieTerran. Which, sure, I guess. Oh, there we go. Now the Sunkens are here. Now the battles can begin. Storm on the left side. Storm on the right side. Sunkens hammering on in right now. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Drop! The Hydras are out of position. Sacrificial High Templar. High Templar also down. The pull of the drones was incredible. Is there anything left in these? No. Cool. So we go back to the front, where actually the hatchery is gone now, and the Sunkens are getting directly attacked. Sunken do worse over time, as all static defense does in Brood War and in StarCraft 2. ZombieTerran kind of starting to get the upper hand here. Once you can get inside your opponent's main base and set up a foothold as reinforcements continue to stream across the map to take you down, and you have Storm for all these Hydras, and a Greater Spire is on the way from Yang, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to get there if he has to keep pumping Hydras like this. The good thing is that he didn't lose drones during that last attack. He's still at 72, which is a fantastic number. Oh, better than the 64 that ZombieTerran's at. ZombieTerran must be just happy with 64. He's been there for quite some time. Oh, the Lurkers. Look at all these Lurkers up here. They're getting Storm. They're getting Archon. They're getting Dragoon. These are all the things you want. Versus Lurkers, Protoss players, you struggling against these boys? Honestly, Dragoons and Archons going to do wonders against them, especially if there isn't any Dark Swarm. If there is Dark Swarm, Dragoons are bad. But otherwise, Archons and Zealots, man. Archon, Zealots, Dragoons, pretty good combination. It looks like Yang is going to be able to hold off here, though. Just barely, but again, the reinforcements just continue to stream across here. It's 7 Dragoons and 6 Zealots at a time in production. That is the power of the fastest map. Another couple Sunkens go down, but ZombieTerran decides it is time to flee from this location. We have more drop attempts. I keep thinking this is a drop, but it's just a Dragoon up in that 12 o'clock position. Yeah, these Dragoons don't like what they're seeing with the number of Hydras that are here. Again, with the +2 attack, +3 attacks on the way. And +2 armor could be pretty nice too if he can end up getting there. It's not too far away at the moment. More shuttles in production. This drop is already moving out across the top side here. We'll keep an eye on that one. Now the question is, can Yang actually do any damage to ZombieTerran's economy, or is this just going to have to be a full frontal attack from him? Again, he has a Greater Spire, and Greater Spire Guardians can be pretty fantastic on this map, hiding over here, hiding up here behind static defense, and Dragoons, if they can't directly get at them, they really have a hard time with them. The AI especially is really bad against Guardians, which is why you should always go Guardians when you can in the campaign as Zerg, because they're pretty much unstoppable. But players are better at it. If you just kind of A-move, they will find ways to kill your dudes. Oh, the storms are good. The Defiler needs to cast something now. You have energy. Do something with it, guy. Well, he's moving out. Attack going pretty well for ZombieTerran. That means the drop at the top side. Trying to do something. Oh my gosh, no, though. Wow. That was a lot of hiders ready for that. Kind of feel like ZombieTerran should try to drop from his bottom side once or twice. I know the first one didn't go well, but geez, Yang is ready for you. What an insane engagement this has been. It feels like it's been going on for about 5 minutes, which is forever in StarCraft time. Look at him stutter stepping the hiders forward. That is a sign of a confident Zerg player. Whew, still, it's 165 to 137 supply. That means ZombieTerran's army is a lot bigger because it's 84 probes to 84 drones and 64 probes. So math-wise, that means ZombieTerran's army is about 40 more than the Zerg players. He is working on more Lurkers. He's getting flyer attacks. So he's planning on doing something with that Spire. Whether it's Guardians or whether it's Mutas, I don't know. Mass Muta could be pretty awesome. Oh, the Reavers are here. The Reavers are here, Hydras. Your happy time is over. Your playtime is done, because guess what? Bam! That's what. Guess what? Bam! Okay, so 3 Reaver shots to kill 1 Hydra is not a good trade. But when you have 6,000 minerals in the bank, maybe you don't worry about mineral trades all that much. Ow, ow. Did you have detection? Because there are Lurkers up here. Oh, if you hold position these Lurkers... Well, you can't really anymore. Yeah, you know where the Lurkers are now because the Zealots are giving their lives for that very fact. Plague on the way from Yang. I do enjoy a good Plague-orama. Gonna try to drop on in, maybe take a different angle this time, but Mutas are out, man. And the Mutas say, no shuttles, how about you get out of our neighborhood? We don't like you here. I'm gonna call the neighborhood watch, or maybe we'll just be the neighborhood watch and chase you out. Yeah, I like the Muta tech switch considering there are so many Reavers on the ground that your Hydra's effectiveness is plummeting through the basement right now, into the sub-basement, and into the sewers where it's totally gross down there. Boy, these shuttles though, huh? Bye, shuttles. Ooh, these guys managed to sneak on in, but the Hydra kind of still high enough to deal with them. But this game is amazing. 15 Hydras in production. The Mutaflock is at least 12. Oh, what a crazy engagement this is. Actually, sniping down the Reavers pretty effectively are these Mutalisks. Yeah, not too shabby. Ah, but the storms. This is why... Okay, we're just going to Guardian these guys up then. That's cool. Again, the problem with Guardians is anything that can hit them can kill them real easy. Storm kills them fast. They just don't have a lot of HP. Dragoons kill them fast. They don't have a lot of HP. Corsairs kill them really fast. They don't have a lot of HP. There's just reasons that you don't see Guardians against Protoss in regular games, but heck, it's fastest map where anything goes. We see things like Devourers in games like this, where boy do we never see Devourers in any sort of game at all. Now, the good thing about turning these into Guardians is they went from really injured Mutalisks into fully healthy Guardians, which is the benefit of mutating something into something else if you're Zerg. Works for Lurkers, works for Devourers, works for Guardians. So 10 more Mutalisks on the way, and a Queen. And yeah, this is what I told you about. The Defilers can kind of just sit back here and, I guess, get stormed in the face. Then you run out of Storm, but everybody's really almost super dead here. It's a very Lurker-like scenario. I don't know what... This must have been just a pylon. Splash damage with the Reavers. Pretty good. Yep, there we go. Splash damage works under Dark Swarm. That exactly is what we're seeing here out of ZombieTerran. Guardians trying to snipe from the backside. Oh, no, they're all clumped up. Okay, well, these Guardians are alive. That's nice for them, but their buddies are all totally dead. And I gotta say, at this stage, ZombieTerran's army continues to be bigger, His Reavers are doing some serious work. We got a bit of a plague down here. Only a couple of units got plagued, though. And this just looks really scary all of a sudden at a ZombieTerran. Does he have enough Dragoons to handle these dudes? He's got 3 2-2 upgrades on his ground units here, which is insanely good. Yang trying to hold off this onslaught of so many Reavers. Have I ever seen this many Reavers in one game before? 6! 6 Reavers. The Hydras are almost worthless here, but they are doing pretty well against the Dragoons, so what the heck. We'll keep making them. He's got the resources for it anyway, though. He is only floating about 800 gas. Once again, once the Guardians show up, the Storm just eats them. It eats them so hard. They can't even Storm dodge all that well because they're so slow and pokey with terrible acceleration and terrible top speed. Dude, kill that High Templar. Please kill him. He will be back with more Storms. Ah, the Archons got on top of the Guardians. This might honestly be it for Yang. I'm not feeling much of anything else happening for him. Although he does actually have some Guardians coming in from the top side. And ZombieTerran's reinforcements, there they are. I was going to say, where is his reinforcing dudes? Reavers getting picked off here. That's a big friggin' deal. Reavers are expensive as all get out, and losing them hurts. They take forever to build. They represent a big investment in both time and resources for ZombieTerran. And if they are all dead, so be it. Oh, that was a great Storm. 5-kill High Templar. Getting promoted when they make it back to the office, if they ever make it back to the office. This is not how you make it back to the office, High Templar. You don't do it by A moving into... Wait, maybe, no. All right, he gone. He gone. This little frontal summer home that ZombieTerran has set up seems problematic. These observers would probably be better part of the engagement. Gosh, the Storms, though! This is why you don't make Guardians in StarCraft against Protoss, because the Storms are so good. All right, well, I mean, wow. Yang was doing pretty well there. You know what, though? He's still maxed out. His macro has kind of reached the point where maybe it doesn't matter how many armies he loses, he'll still have another one. He's making 40 Hydras right now. 40! The Mutas swoop on in, snipe down the Reavers. Okay, this is an insane game. I keep thinking that Yang's going to lose this thing, but then he comes back. I keep thinking ZombieTerran's down a little bit, but then he comes back by making, 20 units at a time. It's not the 40 Hydras at a time we can see here from Yang, but it's something. Were you trying to save the Storm for the Hydras? Oh, yeah. This is why you want to attack end chokes like this or defend in chokes like this, because that's when the Storms are the most effective. When the Hydras are most clumped up and can't run away, a Defiler got sniped there. Defiler does have a ton of energy. At least throw down a Plague. A Dark... All right, well, there's a Plague. A Dark Swarm right here would actually be insanely good. Except there are Zealots, so I don't know. Guardians from the top side trying to snipe down what exactly? The Reaver, of course. What else would you go after if you're this guy? Plague means a lot of these dudes are injured. A lot of those Zealots died, thanks in part to the Plague that was thrown down here. 197 to 167 supply. If Yang can't break out of this front door, I don't know what he's going to do for himself. I mean, the contain is real right now. I do love the Zerglings, though. +2/+2 Zerglings. ZombieTerran leaves the game! What? Was he really that reliant on these robotics facilities at the front? I mean, no, he's going to lose them. That's no question. All right, I got to see what his position was. I am shocked by that GG timing. La 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 la. I mean, his drops didn't do anything for the last several of them, which is bad. And maybe he just recognized, like I did, that the Zerg player was making 45 units at a time. And that's just too hard to compete with. So, we got this happening, yada, yada, yada. Hydra's doing really well versus the Plague here. The Guardians doing okay for themselves. At least getting the Reaver, that was a big pickup for sure. And plus the Hydras are 3-2. So that's super useful. Alright, so this is basically where he loses it. Boy, Hydras running to their deaths. Lings running to their deaths too. And that's it. So he's about 160 supply. And he did rely upon these to produce his Reavers quite a lot there. So it was basically a gamble that his contain would work. And once Yang Chi got up to 85 drones himself, and the number of hatcheries that he had here was insanely good. Plus you had the Defilers, plus you had the Greater Spire, and I don't think there was just the tech to handle it. Especially once the Lings started jumping in here with no Reavers to handle them, they were going to do pretty well in the situation with that Adrenal Glands upgrade. So, fair enough. I mean, a little bit confusing at first, but... Alright, good stuff indeed. Let's go ahead and check out the final score here. Man, Yang-Chi won that without actually dropping at all. Well, maybe I missed it. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will. 543,000 points for ZombieTerran, 537,000 for Yang. That is one of those games where the Zerg just has so much stuff, it doesn't matter. He produces 1,000 units, loses 830 of them, and wins the game. So good. Both players losing a ton of buildings, most of that static defense for Yang, and most of that kind of frontal buildings being built by a ZombieTerran throughout the game. Resources pretty even, honestly, for a game this long. We're looking at gas mined favoring Yang, minerals mined a little bit favoring Yang, and then spent here about 4,000 more minerals spent, or overall resources spent rather. So good, not incredible. All right, well, good stuff indeed. All right, well, that's going to be it for me today, then. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered in a very special Patron edition. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.